Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Today is Friday, March 6th, 2026, and we are tracking a large weather pattern across Europe that continues to move dust north from Africa, while also bringing scattered rain and a few areas of snow across parts of the continent. The main focus right now is the Saharan dust plume that has been spreading across southern and western Europe over the past couple of days. Satellite imagery clearly shows this cloud of dust moving across the Mediterranean and pushing into parts of Portugal, Spain, southern France, and sections of Italy. This is happening because of a slow-moving area of low pressure that has been spinning near the western Mediterranean and the Iberian Peninsula. That system has been sitting in roughly the same area for several days now, and it continues to pull warm, dry air northward from North Africa. Along with that airflow comes the fine dust particles lifted directly from the Sahara Desert. When those particles rise high into the atmosphere, they can travel thousands of kilometers, crossing the Mediterranean and spreading across much of southern Europe, and that is exactly what we are seeing right now. Through the rest of today, we are still watching thicker concentrations of dust across Spain, Portugal, and southern France. In these regions, skies may appear hazy and visibility could be slightly reduced. Some people may also notice that the sun looks dimmer or more orange, especially during the morning and evening hours. In addition to the hazy skies, air quality levels in some cities may temporarily decline due to the fine dust particles suspended in the atmosphere. This type of dust can act as an irritant for some people, particularly those who already deal with respiratory conditions such as asthma or allergies. Meanwhile, the same weather system responsible for pulling the dust northward is also producing scattered rain showers, especially across parts of the Iberian Peninsula. Areas of Spain and Portugal may see periods of rain as the low pressure slowly rotates in place. In some locations where rain falls through the dusty atmosphere, we could even see what is sometimes called mud rain, where raindrops carry dust particles down to the ground. This can leave light reddish or brown marks on cars, buildings, and outdoor surfaces. As we move through the evening and into tonight, some of that dust will continue drifting northward. Lighter concentrations may reach parts of France and Central Europe, though the farther north the dust travels, the thinner it becomes. At the same time, we are also keeping an eye on the broader atmospheric pattern across Europe. There are several weak disturbances moving through the region, but the overall pattern remains fairly slow-moving. That means weather conditions in many areas may not change dramatically from one day to the next. Heading into Saturday, the low-pressure system near the western Mediterranean begins to weaken slightly. Rainfall across parts of Spain and Portugal should gradually become more scattered and less intense. However, some of the remaining Saharan dust will still be circulating through the atmosphere. As the winds shift, we may see hazy skies extending into parts of France, Belgium, the Netherlands, and possibly western Germany. These northern areas will likely see lower concentrations of dust compared to southern Europe, but the effect may still be noticeable in the sky, especially during sunrise and sunset. By the time we move into Sunday, the pattern starts to improve across southern Europe. A gradual push of fresher Atlantic air begins moving into the region. This incoming air mass will help disperse and dilute the dust that has been lingering over the Mediterranean. As a result, skies across Spain, Portugal, and southern France should begin to look clearer as we move through the second half of the weekend. Some leftover dust may still linger across parts of Central Europe, but overall the situation should slowly improve as the weekend continues. Across northern Europe, the weather story is a little different. Countries including Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Denmark are dealing with occasional rain and snow showers as small disturbances move through the region. Most of this activity remains fairly light, but some northern areas could see brief periods of snowfall, especially inland and in higher elevations. As we move deeper into March, snowfall becomes less common in many regions, but northern Scandinavia can still experience winter-like conditions at times. Meanwhile, parts of the United Kingdom and Ireland may see increasing clouds and a few scattered showers during the weekend as Atlantic moisture begins moving toward the region. Looking ahead to early next week, attention shifts to another developing system over the Atlantic Ocean. Forecast models show a new disturbance beginning to organize west of Europe. If this system continues to develop, it could move toward Ireland, the United Kingdom, and northern Europe during Monday and Tuesday, bringing another round of rain and possibly stronger winds. There is also a chance that this new system could once again pull air northward from North Africa. If that happens, another wave of Saharan dust could begin forming and moving toward southern Europe. At this stage, that part of the forecast remains uncertain, but it is something meteorologists will be watching closely over the next few days. For now, the primary focus remains on the dust plume currently affecting southern Europe. In areas where the dust is thickest, people may notice symptoms such as coughing, eye irritation, or mild breathing discomfort. Health experts often recommend reducing prolonged outdoor activity when dust levels are high, especially for those with asthma or other respiratory conditions. Despite the downsides, Saharan dust events can also create some visually stunning skies. The fine particles in the atmosphere scatter sunlight differently, which can lead to deep red sunsets and vibrant orange sunrises. So, while the skies may appear hazy during the day, the evenings and mornings could bring some impressive colors across parts of Europe. Overall, this dust event should remain noticeable for the next 24 to 48 hours, particularly across southern and western Europe. After that, the gradual shift in the weather pattern should begin clearing the air as we move through the weekend. At the same time, we will continue monitoring scattered rain across the Iberian Peninsula, occasional showers in parts of northern Europe, and the potential development of another Atlantic weather system early next week. That's the latest look at the weather pattern across Europe, including the Saharan dust, the slow-moving low-pressure system, and what we can expect as we head through the weekend and into next week. Thank you for watching, and I'll continue to keep you updated as the forecast evolves.